The game ain't based on sympathy. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson. And in today's video, man, I'm going to be going over episode 3 of the Dallas Cowboys Hard Knocks, man. Hey, man, let's get into the video. Let's go. Hang out in the Hard Knocks episode, going over family again. They went over Trevon Diggs, and they went over his family and how hard, how his mom, he tries to, obviously you got Trevon Diggs, the Cowboys corner, and then you got, she got her other son, Stephon Diggs, plays wide receiver for the Bills, top five receiver. So, she was just discussing how, she tries to make it out to both her child's games, which is pretty cool to have two sons in the NFL. But yeah, you got, went over that. Then you were over Isaac Alarcon, and then they had him going over his family and about how he's part of the international program, and how Isaac Alarcon, he didn't really envision when he was back in Mexico, he didn't really envision on making to the NFL. It was just God's work, how, on Sundays he was set down there and, he have a Dak Prescott jersey on, and, he ended up playing for the team and things like that. So that's good, and, that's a good little story. Then we had this little, we had our Ricky. Last name's Hardy, man. Wears 37. They was clowning him because he wears Eric Dickerson type goggles, because he played against the Arizona Cardinals, and his contact fell out and he couldn't see that well. His eyesight's really bad. Just a little weird facts they give you in the Hard Knocks about some of these players. But yeah, Hardy, man. Basically, the running back coach was going over it. With anytime you lose a contact, you gotta come out the game. So you're able to see, because if you can't see nothing, then you're just out there. That if you can't see anything on the field, then you're a liability. So we gotta get you out and things like that. So yeah, they were clowning him, saying he got Eric Dickerson type glasses, and then Monty Cheeks, player for the San Diego Chargers back in the day. So yeah. This was just a bunch of type of fun sort of episode. It wasn't really much about. There was sort of football part of it, but most of it just seemed like it was just filled with family, and then there was making jokes and things like that. So cars with this fourth generation mailman, not just a mailman, but mailman for Dallas Cowboys, who takes in all the fan mail that comes in, and he was discussing how Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb get the most fan mail. It's between those two than Zeke. So he's a fourth generation. His great grandfather got the job, then his father got the job, then he got the job, and things like that. So they're normally their pastime when they ain't got really much to do in the the NFL players that come down and they go play cards. So Dak was the fourth generation mailman. That was him playing with Dak and things like that. They had it was him. It was his last name was Jackson. I forgot his first name though. It was Jackson, and then you got the mailman was Jackson. Then you got Dak Prescott. They weren't on teams, but it was a mailman. Then it was Dak. Then it was Zeke and Parsons. So the mailman, he's only partners up with some of the rookies. So, when Dak came in, the mailman was with Dak with his rookie year and things like that. So, this time they paired him up with Parsons, and then it was Zeke and Dak teaming up in spades, and it was Parsons and the mailman. The mailman and Parsons, they ended up winning and things like that. So, that was a little fun too. But then later on, they got a little bit more serious, and after you take away all the fun and everything out the game, they were going over, the preseason game that just happened almost a week ago. It's crazy to think about, but yeah, it's been almost a week ago. So we're going over the Texans and Cowboys preseason game, and they went over the false start with a running back Hardy, and then they were just, Mike McCarthy was, he was really mad on the sideline, obviously, because you got Garrett Gilbert, first series of the game, he fumbled, and then the Texans capitalized off that and scored. And then, the infamous when Ben DiNucci comes in the fourth quarter and he throws 3 interceptions and just completely turns the game upside down. And now the Texans have this big momentum swing, and they come in and, they have momentum. He throws a pick 6, then he throws another pick. And, the game, they just threw away the game. Basically is what Ben DiNucci did. He just throwing away the game, man. So So basically, they're going to make cuts, obviously, because we're about to head into the last week of preseason, which will be Sunday, August 29th. So they're heading into that, and they still have to make a couple more cuts. I believe like 5. They have to make 5 more cuts, I believe, to cut it down from, I think, 85 to 80, I believe. So yeah, they're slowly condensing down the roster, obviously. So who do I think could possibly get cut off the roster? Ben DiNucci, obviously. Now, I don't know how many quarterbacks Dallas wants to keep on the roster. They can obviously let go of Ben DiNucci, and I'm pretty sure they can let him go. He's a second-year player, so they could probably just cut him. He'll clear waivers, because nobody in the NFL is going to pick him up. If somebody does, that would be shocking, but he probably just clear waivers, and the Cowboys can bring him back on the practice squad, and he can just be a project, sort of, another year in the practice system, learning to get better, things like that. They're probably going to end up this last week is going to be a quarterback battle. Obviously, they're going to have Gilbert, DiNucci, and Rush to probably see who gets that second quarterback spot, and probably the winner out of Cooper Rush and Ben DiNucci. They're probably going to battle that out for third. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Cooper Rush can possibly win this backup starting. He can possibly win the backup job. I don't know, but honestly, I don't know who's going to win the backup quarterback job. I believe it probably could be Cooper Rush. Who else they're probably going to cut? They'll probably cut up some backup offensive linemen. I don't know, because, it depends on how tight Naseki is. I know that they paid him, this past offseason, but they didn't pay him a whole lot, so they're not guaranteeing Ty Naseki any big money to be our swing tackle. So if Isaac Alarcon, he balls out this last preseason, and he does great in practice this week, who knows, he might make the roster over like a Ty Naseki or even a Terrence Steele. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens with Isaac Alarcon. And then, obviously, we're probably going to make some cuts right now in the secondary. Most likely back up any corners that aren't going to probably make the roster. But it's going to be kind of tough cutting down this cornerback roster because, I believe they're going to keep Goodwin, our special teams ace. They're probably going to keep him. Maurice Kennedy, I believe, should definitely be get out there getting first team defensive reps. And then, you got Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. You still got the linebacker room that's pretty full. So, I don't have the roster in front of me right now to actually break down and know who can get cut. But like I said, Ben DiNucci is obviously one of them. We're probably going to make some condensing down on the secondary, most likely, like our cornerback room. Safety, we're going to be fine with the moves that we made, But there's also a lot of people I don't want to touch practice squad. Like, I don't want Nation Wright to touch practice squad. I don't want Israel Mukamu to make the practice squad because these are a lot of guys that have a lot of potential, and I don't want them to go out there on practice squad and, they can possibly get a starting job somewhere and things like that. And if they ball out over there, it being stolen off the practice squad, we might never get that player back. So I just want to get rid of people. Like, if we can get rid of Anthony Brown, he's fine to me. Obviously, other than his flaws and not turning around and things like that. But if we got to cut a vet guy to bring in one of these rookies, so we don't lose somebody else. But, it's all part of the game, So, can't hoard all the talent in the NFL. So, Cooper, when he had some downtime in practice, he was teaching CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was asking him about how do you get off the line and what's your mindset when you're playing up against somebody and things like that, And CeeDee Lamb learned that from Amari Cooper, and then he transitioned that. He learned from what he learned. He applied that on the field. He went out there. He made some routes, man. CeeDee Lamb, transitioning out to CeeDee Lamb. So, CeeDee Lamb, he's going to really be, I already know, to me, I love CeeDee Lamb. But right now, he's not the number one. Definitely, for sure, he's going to be our number one wide receiver. I'm not down that at all. I know for real, he's really going to be our number one wide receiver. I truly believe that. But right now, Amari Cooper got that number one spot, and then it's a toss up between that second spot between a Gallup and a CD. But But see, that's the nice thing about this receiving core is that like you can put anybody anywhere. You can put CeeDee Lamb on the outside, Gallup on the outside, and have Coop in the inside and the slot. That's going to be an issue. You can put CD in the slot and put Gallup in Amari on the outside. That's going to be dangerous. You can put Gallup in the inside, CD and Coop on outside. Like, you can do you have so many combos you can put out there at this receiving core that is really ridiculous. It's unfair. But, I can't wait to see all the starters play against Week 1 in Tampa. We're only I believe 17, 16 days away. I mean, we're only a couple weeks there from the regular season, man. I can't wait. So, hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a nice day. Bye.